Welcome to Data Talk, presented by IDEA Data and Research. DATA stands for Data Analysis Techniques Applied. Data Talk is a series of webinars for Arkansas's local education agencies on the use of data, particularly for special education staff. This series will cover the basic concepts of data, including understanding data sources, context of data, and basic analytical techniques. When most of you hear the word data, this is your response. Oh, and then you are sad. Not that type of sad. You are suffering from SADD. SAD stands for Situational Aptitude Data Deficit. Why are you suffering from SAD? Because the idea of looking at data scares you. You think that data is difficult. You are not sure where to locate the required data. You are not sure where the data came from that you already have. You also do not understand the context of the data. How you perceive the data will help you decide what the data represents and how to interpret them. How data are being used will put a different context to the data. Additionally, you are not sure how to combine data to make it useful. In other words, you are unsure about your data knowledge. We have all heard this saying, you don't know what you don't know until you know what you don't know. Let's look at it another way. You need to identify what you know you don't know, and what you don't know that you don't know. Of course, the latter is the most difficult, and it's often what leads to the research question to be answered. Before we talk about data use, what is data? Data is a general concept, refers to the fact that some existing information or knowledge is represented or coded in some form suitable for better usage or processing. Data are individual pieces of information collected by a wide range of organizations and institutions, including schools. Data is measured, collected, and reported and analyzed, whereupon it can be visualized using graphs, images, or other analysis tools. Everything we do can be a data point, from answering the phone to the number of miles you put on your car daily. It all depends on the context as to how we perceive the information. Now that we have defined data, what type of data sources are available? Local education agencies, also known as LEA'S, have multiple data sources available. In fact, they are overran with data. In Arkansas, some sources include student management system, financial management system, academic improvement plans, individualized education plans, 504 plans, behavioral plans, classroom activities, grades, ADE Data Center, Special Education MySped Resource, statewide assessment, census data, extracurricular activities, and many more. But before you go digging into data sources, you need to know what question you are trying to answer. One has to think about where the data is located and if it even exists. What question are you trying to answer? The question to be answered will guide the data collection and analysis. Some questions are pretty straightforward, such as these. What percentage of my LEA students receive special education services? What percentage of students in my LEA special education program receives speech services? What percentage of students in my LEA special education program are identified in the disability category of speech? There is a big difference in question 2 and question 3. Just a few words can change the context. Question 2 asks who receives speech services compared to question 3 asking whose disability is speech. Continuing with what question you are trying to answer. Most of the questions on the previous slide can be answered daily by doing simple or advanced searches in the student management system. Some can be answered by looking at your LEA's cycle submission summary in the ADE Data Center. Did you know you can export data from the student management system and the ADE Data Center to Excel for analysis? Where can we find the data for the first question? What percentage of my LEA students receive special education services? What data do you need to answer the question? We would need to know the enrollment counts for all students and the enrollment counts for students receiving special education services. What other information is needed? What is the time frame for the data? What year is the data to represent? Is it to represent a specific date, such as October 1 or December 1, or the current date? Let us look at the denominator for the question, what percentage of my LEA students receive special education services? Remember that the denominator is the bottom of the fraction. So what data will you need? The number of students enrolled in the LEA. What is the criteria for the data? Is it based on a particular day, such as October 1, December 1, or the current day? Where is this data available? Where can you find it? Student Management System for current day or particular day, ADE Data Center for such dates as October 1 count or December 1 count, or any cycle submission period. Now, let us look at the numerator for the question, what percentage of my LEA students receive special education services? Remember that the numerator is the top of the fraction. So what data will you need? Number of students enrolled in the LEA receiving special education services. What is the criteria of the data? Is it based on a particular day, such as October 1, December 1, or the current day? Where is this data available? Where can you find it? The Student Management System can provide you with the current day or a particular day. The ADE Data Center can provide you with October 1 count, December 1, or a count for any cycle submission period. For our example, we will use the ADE Data Center and the October 1, 2017 counts to answer our question. To answer the question using the ADE Data Center, you must first go to the Data Center website. You can access the Data Center at https://adedatabeta.arkansas.gov. That is adedatabeta.arkansas.gov. You will see 3 columns under the heading of Applications and Data Portals. Go to the General Public option, which is the first column, and select the very last item titled Statewide Information System Reports. Just a reminder that this data is public information and is available to everyone. After clicking on Statewide Information System Reports, a new screen comes up, and under Report Categories on the left side, click on Cycle Summaries. When you click on Cycle Summaries, the menu expands. Then you click on District Cycle 2. Cycle 2 is based on October 1 and is used to submit district overall enrollment numbers and subgroups to the U.S. Department of Education. After clicking on Cycle 2, the screen opens up and you will see a 2-column summary table for each LEA. However, before you go searching for your LEA to look at the numbers, make sure you are on the correct school year. In the right-hand corner of the page, you can select the school year you want for your data. In our example, we are using October 1, 2017, so the school year is 2017-2018. The next slide is going to show you a LEA Cycle 2 summary. This data is public information, therefore I'm not masking the district being displayed, which is DeWitt School District. I know this can be difficult to see, but just a few things to point out on the slide. The upper right corner indicates what year the data represents. There is also a download option directly below the school year field. On the right-hand side of the LEA Cycle 2 summary table are student totals. The areas under the student totals include such counts as K-12 total enrollment, previous year graduates, male and female, race, gifted and talented, special education, free reduced lunch, etc. The very top row of the student totals is the enrollment for K-12. For DeWitt School District, the total is 1,236. I have highlighted this with a red arrow. Seventh from the bottom is the special education count, which is 153. I have highlighted it with a red arrow too. We now have all the components to answer the question. What percentage of my LEA students receive special education services? The number of students enrolled in receiving special education services on October 1, 2017 was 153. The number of students enrolled in the LEA on October 1, 2017 was 1,236. 153 divided by 1,236 equals 0.1238. 0.1238 times 100 equals 12.38%. Therefore, on October 1, 2017, 12.38% of students in DeWitt School District were receiving special education services. Now answer the same question, but with a different count date using the student management system. For this example, we are going to answer the question based on current enrollment data for DeWitt School District. To get the denominator in the student management system, you will select Student Center to expand the menu and then search. Two tabs show up under Search, Quick Search and Advanced Search. We are going to use the Quick Search to get the total enrollment count for DeWitt School District. The picture on the right shows you the Quick Search screen. Make sure all fields are empty, but under Current Status, Active is highlighted. Click on Search. After you click on Search, a list of students will show on your screen. And on the top of the student list, the number of records found is displayed. A screenshot of the number of records found is on the right side of the slide. My search resulted in 1,261 records being found on the day I prepared this presentation. This is my denominator. Now, let us get the numerator, which is the special education active count. To get the numerator in the student management system, you will select Student Center, Search, and Advanced Search. Under the Advanced Search criteria, fill in the four required elements: area, field name, condition, and value. The area to be selected is School-Age Student from the drop-down menu. The field name to be selected is Entry Withdrawal from the drop-down menu. The condition to be selected is Equal from the drop-down menu. The value to be entered is A for active. There is no drop-down menu. Then click Search. After you click on Search, a list of students will show on your screen, and on the top of the student list, the number of records found will be displayed. A screenshot of the number of records found is on the right side of the slide. My search resulted in 158 records being found on the day I prepared this presentation. This is my numerator. Now we have all of the components to answer the question. What percentage of my LEA students receive special education services? Number of students enrolled in receiving special education services on December 14, 2017 was 158. Number of students enrolled in the LEA on December 14, 2017 was 1,261. 158 divided by 1,261 equals 0.1253. 0.1253 times 100 equals 12.53%. Therefore, on December 14, 2017, 12.53% of students in DeWitt School District were receiving special education services. Let us look back at question 2, which asked, what percentage of students in my LEA's special education program currently receive speech services? To answer this question, we would need the number of current students in special education receiving speech services, which is the numerator, and the number of students receiving special education services, which is the denominator. To determine our percentage, we will look in the student management system using the advanced search function. From the previous example, we already know the denominator, but we will go through the process again. Let us look at the denominator for the question. What percentage of students in my LEA's special education program currently receive speech services? Remember that the denominator is the bottom of the fraction. First, you want to know how many active students are in special education. This is the denominator. To get the denominator in the student management system, you will select Student Center, Search, and Advanced Search. Under the Advanced Search criteria, fill in the 4 required elements: area, field name, condition, and value. The area to be selected is school-age student from the drop-down menu. The field name to be selected is entry withdrawal from the drop-down menu. The condition to be selected is equals from the drop-down menu. And the value to be entered is A for active. There is no drop-down menu. Then click Search. If you have an early childhood program, the criteria is the same, except the area would be Early Childhood General Information. The field name is entry withdrawal, condition is equals, and the value is A. I will continue using K-12 student counts for our example. However, I will show the early childhood search criteria too. After you click on Search, a list of students will show on your screen, and on the top of the student list, the number of records found will be displayed. A screenshot of the number of records found is on the right side of the slide. My search resulted in 158 records being found on the day I prepared this presentation. This is my denominator. Remember, however, the count at the top of the list can only be as accurate as your maintenance of the modules in the student management system. To get the number for the numerator, you will have to add another row to your advanced search. Your search will look like this. For K-12 students, the first row has the area as school-age student. The field name is entry withdrawal. The condition is equals, and the value is A for active. The second row begins with AND. The area is school-age student. The field name is therapist. The condition is greater than, and the value is 0. The 0 means the value is not blank. For early childhood, the first row has the area as Early Childhood General Information. The field name is entry withdrawal, the condition is equals, and the value is A for active. The second row begins with AND. The area is Early Childhood General Information. The field name is Speech ID. The condition is greater than, and the value is 0. The 0 means the value is not blank. And click Submit. Clicking Submit will bring up a list of students in special education who are currently active and receiving speech therapy based on the therapist speech field not being empty. At the top of the list, the number of records located that match the criteria is displayed. The number is your numerator. A screenshot on the right side of the slide illustrates that 60 records were found. Remember, however, the count at the top of the list can only be as accurate as your maintenance of the module. By using the speech therapist ID fields instead of the primary disability field, the numerator represents the number of students who are receiving direct speech services from a speech pathologist even when their primary disability is not speech. Additionally, the primary disability of speech does not always mean that a student is receiving direct speech services. So what is the answer to the question? What percentage of students in my LEA's special education program currently receive speech services? The number of students on December 14, 2017 in special education receiving speech services was 60. The number of students receiving special education services on December 14, 2017 was 158. 60 divided by 158 equals 0.3797. 0.3797 times 100 equals 37.97%. On December 14, 2017, 37.97% of students in DeWitt School District's special education program were receiving speech services. Thank you for viewing the first in a series of Data Talk webinars. We hope you have found it to be helpful and will join us for upcoming webinars. The future topics will provide greater understanding of descriptive statistics, creating advanced searches in the student management system, extracting data from the student management system to Excel, and how to examine the data prior to cycle submissions or for internal analysis. If you wish to contact us, you may do so through the mail at IDEA Data and Research, University of Arkansas at Little Rock, 2801 South University Avenue, Education 209, Little Rock, Arkansas 72204. Our phone number is 501-683-7219. Our fax number is 501-569-8238. If you have any questions, you can contact Dr. Jody Fields at jafields@ualr.edu.